2 semesters ago, the mock trial team at my school got restarted. And so what that means is that everyone on the team was brand new, except for one person. We had one returning member, including myself. I was brand new to mock trial. And so during that first semester, which was the fall semester, we rarely practiced and we rarely got together. It was a student-run organization, and so there wasn't a lot of structure, organization, and what ended up happening is we rarely practiced. Winter break passed and the spring semester started again, and the program again restarted. We started we started working on it again. But when we resurfaced, we found that we had lost most of our team. And I think most people realized that they didn't want to put in the time and work that it would take to prepare themselves for competition. This was because at that time, we had about 1 month or about 4 weeks to prepare for our first competition. And so at this point, I knew that I really wanted to do mock trial, and I knew that I wanted to have a successful team, but we had serious commitment issues, and we had a very small team. So at that point, I knew that I had to make sure that who had recommitted themselves and who was actually still showing up, I had to make sure that they stayed like that they were going to keep showing up. So I had to make sure, people would stay up late with me, develop the case. We would have to practice for long hours, and I would always have to convince them to give up other things, so on and so forth. But I knew that this was really important. However, um, my leadership in the team didn't really start until the first competition we went to. So there were 4 rounds in the first competition, and the first one we went to, we went up against the team that would eventually win. And so we were very underprepared, and at that point, I had never felt more backed into a corner or so completely obliterated by another team before. It was absolute failure, and everyone on my team knew it. However, over the course of the next 3 rounds, we, with my leadership, were really able to learn from our shortcomings and learn from our failure and kind of, copy what the other teams were doing and learn on the spot. And eventually, after doing this a couple of times, the last round we competed at that weekend, we actually tied with the team we were going against. And I never felt more proud than at that moment.